Dear students, now I am going to discuss about mechanics of bird migration and preparing for bird migration. What are the mechanics of bird migration? Avian migration is a natural miracle. Migratory birds fly hundreds and thousands of kilometers to find the best ecological conditions and habitats for feeding, breeding, and raising their young ones. Migratory birds have the perfect morphology and physiology to fly fast and across long distances. The mechanics of bird migration includes high speed wings for long distance migrants. You may see in the picture, this is the Arctic tern and this is the long distance migrant swallow, and similarly you will find in golden plover, seagull, swifts, and they have aerodynamically shaped high speed wings. What exactly aerodynamically shaped high speed wings? They have large wings with the sweep back. This is called the sweep back. Here you will find this is the high speed wing for long distance flight. They have you will find a sweep back and you will find a slender tapering tip and wide separation of wings. You will find wide separation of wing tips reduce the turbulence during high speed. So this is the aerodynamically shaped wings for long distance flight. High speed wings helps them to achieve more than 100 km per hour speed. So majority of long distance migrants have this type of high speed wings. Then what about the flight velocity? Flight velocity varies greatly among different long distance migratory birds. Average flying speed of migratory birds 50 to 80 km per hour. Strokes 125 miles per hour, it flies in that speed. Coots and geese, they will cover 160 miles per hop. From one takeoff they cover about 160 miles. So you will find here the coots. Swifts, their name itself indicates 320 kilometers per hour. So that velocity they will achieve. This is the swift flying, and they can stay in air up to 10 months without stopping. So that is the speciality of the swifts. Golden plover, you have studied already, American golden plover. It covers 500 miles per hop. From one takeoff it will cover about 500 miles. Then another Indian migratory bird, sandpiper, you will see here. It is a latitudinal migratory bird, winter visitor to India, one of the fastest migrating bird. It covers about 175 km per hour speed. So these are some samples of the flight velocity of migratory birds. What will be the altitude of flight? Migrating birds are mostly observed around the height of 400 meters. Generally, long distance migrants seem to start out at about 300 meters and then progressively climb to around 1000 meters. So usually they want to see the landscape cues, so that's why they usually keep themselves in the beginning 300 meters, then slowly they may progress up to 1000 meters. So in the last video I talked about bar-headed geese. What you see here, they can cross the Himalayan mountain ranges, and the ducks, they fly at the height of 3000 to 6000 meters. Some Mount Everest climbers, they have found migrating crows and mountain finches at the height of 7000 meters. So this is the altitude the migratory birds they achieve. So for your reference, just I have taken the reference from a journal, Experimental Biology. Some species, you will see here the cartoon of Mount Everest, and compared with the Mount Everest, what some birds are keeping, that is the altitude, Ophir swan and alpine cough and bar-headed, this it can able to fly above the Mount Everest, that is about, it can achieve the altitude of 9000 meters, and even some birds, they may fly at the altitude of 11,000 meters. So this is for your reference, the altitude achieved by the migratory bird. Then regularity and accuracy. So migratory birds arrive at the same place every year for breeding. So this is actually imprinted. It's a behavior called imprinting. Imprinting and their social behavior may play a major role in regularity of returning to the same place, to the same tree every year. So you may see in this picture, the European swallow return to same nesting tree every year after covering 6000 miles. Can you do that? It is very difficult after traveling so many miles, reaching the same place. It is something beyond our imagination. This phenomena studied by ornithologist Dr. Salim Ali observed continuously for 5 years. Ringed wagtail of Himalaya used to arrive same breeding ground near Mumbai, after traveling 2500 miles on exact date and the time in the month of September. He followed for 5 years. Similarly, Siberian crane every year visit Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. Every year on its immigration and emigration, they will visit same tree, same village, locality. They follow same route every year. This is the height of regularity and accuracy what you see in migratory bird. Then the distance they cover, the ranges and duration of migration. So Arctic tern travel to Antarctica a distance 17,600 kilometers. So into to and fro, into 2 means 35,200 kilometers they travel every year or every season. Siberian crane, ruffs and reeds, they cover a distance about 6,000 kilometer in one migration, that is into to and fro, they cover about 12,000 kilometers every year. Golden plover, so 8,000 miles into 2, that means 16,000 miles every year during their migration. Strokes 5,000 kilometers. Barn swallow 14,400 kilometers, that is into the 14,400 miles during immigration and also emigration. Into 2, that is about the 28,800 miles every year. So this is the distance that is covered by some of the migratory birds. How about the segregation, grouping or pattern during migration? Migratory birds such as hawks, kingfisher, swifts migrate along with their flock. Geese, swans and cranes remain in family groups throughout their migration. But turkeys, wood warblers, bluebirds, swallows, they travel in mixed group of several species. In mixed group, all are of similar size and they forage, they feed same kind of food. In some groups of birds, males and females travel in separate groups. Males reach ahead of females to build nests. Flocks of males red-winged blackbirds reach a locality several days before the arrival of the females. So many large birds, they fly in V formation. What you see here, they form a V formation during their migratory journey, which helps individual bird to save 12 to 20% of the energy they would need to fly alone. In some group of migratory birds, experienced adult birds taking the leading position. They know the routes and all, that's why. And followed by the young ones. They are flying for the first time. So you will see a big migratory flock of mixed migrants, including puffins, cormorants, pelicans, ducks, geese in a wetland. So these are the mechanics of bird migration. Now look into the preparatory changes or preparation for migration. How birds prepare themselves. So these preparation behavioral changes as well as physiological changes that occur in the migratory birds that you cannot able to see in the resident birds, non-migratory birds. Migration is a instinctive behavior and is a part of the life cycle of migratory bird. So what are the stimulus for migration? Two types of stimuli generates the urge for migration in birds. One is external stimulus. External stimulus is variation in day length, and you will find this is mainly in the temperate and in polar region. So there is the great variation in the day length. So during winter the day is shorter and night is longer, and during summer the day length is longer and night is very short. So this variation in day length. Temperature and weather conditions also have an influence. A sudden period of cold weather during autumn, that is previous to the winter, may induce the immediate departure of many birds, many migratory birds. Similarly, the spring season, the changes in the temperature, the temperature will be warmer, that induces the migrants back to their home ground. Then what are the internal stimulus here? The physiological state of the gonads and favorable energy balance. So that the changes in the gonads, changes in the the body physiology, energy balance, they are also going to form the internal stimulus. So internal stimulus is the changes with response to the external stimuli. So migration depends on a complex internal rhythm. That's why it's a clock or biological clock that affects the whole animal or whole bird. Migratory behavior is observed in birds kept alone or confined. So these the migratory birds behavior is instinctive behavior, even though in the caged birds, migratory birds, or they are confined migratory birds also show this behavior. So in this flow chart you may able to see the changes that occurs in the physiology of the bird or internal changes of the bird with respect to the changes that occurs to the externally or else the internal stimulus, how it the orient to the changes in the environmental cues. So the environmental cues is the length of the day, then the changes in the temperature, that is mainly the length of the day, that is pursued, it is through the eye, it is it is sensed, and from the eye, the whatever the changes in the day length, it is affecting the pineal gland and also to the hypothalamus. Pineal gland and hypothalamus, the initially the changes in the length of the day, it is sensed by photoreceptor of the eye and also the pineal body, and they stimulate hypothalamus to release neurohormones. These neurohormones stimulate the pituitary gland to release gonadotropins and also releasing the thyroid stimulating hormone and adrenocorticotropic hormones. So this pituitary gland bring the release of gonadotropins as well as the thyroid hormones and adrenal hormones. So these gonadotropins brings they bring the maturation of gonads. There is a maturation of gonads and also there is a development of the new feathers. There will be the new plumage going to develop. So these are the changes you will find in the in response to the changes in the hormonal levels. Similarly, bird, you will find there is a hyperphagia, there is more food consumption and fat deposition. So there is a energy stored now. These are all the preparatory changes what you see in the case of the birds. Then all these changes leading to the pre-migratory restlessness and flapping of the wings. They become restless and they take they do flight rehearsals and all these changes you can see, and then once there is a changes in the weather condition, there will be they'll take off or they do immediate departure of migration or migration you will able to find. So these are the preparatory changes one can able to see in the migratory birds. Those are absent in the resident birds. Woodcock, snipe, lapwing, starling, lark, all these are rely on surrounding condition to initiate their spring and autumn migrations, and the patterns of their flight depend on temperature and barometric pressure. So all these also affecting the migration. Migratory birds are guided through the annual the cycle by genetic programs. So that's why it is a instinctive behavior. It's a annual cycle is programmed genetically, which may be fine tuned by external stimulus such as photoperiod and also by internal stimulus. So this is about the preparing for migration. Now the question is, how do birds pick up their routes? How do birds navigate? So we will see these things in our next class. Thank you.